You're listening to episode 1 of the Voiceover IP podcast, Who Spiked the Super Bowl Punch? Kind of my little experiment into long-form content on YouTube, where me and my friend just kind of talk about a mishmash of things like pop culture, film, sports, movies, video games, all the good stuff in life that you want to hear about. But it's long. This episode's really long. Our very first episode's about an hour long, but the idea is to kind of have it playing in the background while you're listening to us, talk about video games while playing video games. It's a good time. If you hate it, let me know in the comments what you think. If you love it, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you think. And enjoy. I think we should just start. Hold on, wait, I need to invite you to my party first.
Excuse us while we have technical difficulties.
Right. Well, we don't have to. We don't have to. We could just start. Okay, go. Welcome to episode 1 of the Voiceover IP podcast. I am Mark, and with me is my co-host Adam.
Hey there.
How you doing, Adam? Is life treating you good? You doing all right?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Did you get my invite?
I did.
Did you accept my invite?
I denied you.
So this is the very first episode of the Voiceover IP podcast, and a little bit of background history before we get into things. We've been talking about doing like a real podcast where we just talk about nonsense for like what feels like 2 years now, at the very least.
Yeah, pretty much.
And about a month ago, it feels like a month ago, we started getting a little bit more serious about it. And then last week happened. And by last week, I mean a whole bunch of stuff. And it was like, you know what, we really need to get on a microphone and we really need to talk about this. And we should play games while we're doing it, because why not, right? Are you in my party now, by the way?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay. So that's how we came to this. We came to the Voiceover IP podcast. And the general concept of the show is that we're going to play games and talk while doing so.
Or try to,
exactly. I'm trying to find out how to start a game. Battle board location. The game that we're playing in the very first episode is NFL Blitz. I'm going to call it NFL Blitz 2012 because that feels right.
Yeah.
And the reason we're playing NFL Blitz is because it's Super Bowl weekend, man.
Yep.
I know you're excited.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
And we're going to talk more about that later. But we have a format kind of laid out. And the very first thing on the list is to... Oh, crap. I think I just set Maryland as my state. Oops. I meant to... I don't know what I just did. We have a format, and the very first thing that we would normally do is talk about news. But we have so much other stuff to talk about from this past week that we're going to skip the news and kind of get right into our pick 3. Oh, I don't want to be... What am I? Oh, never mind. Sorry. So this is going to be really hard because, first off, I'm really horrible at sports games. And,
Alabama.
So should we simulate the Super Bowl?
Oh, we could.
We could. You can be the Ravens because you are from Maryland.
All right.
And I will be the 49ers if I can find them. And then we'll take turns. I'll be your team and I'll put them to shame because I'm horrible at this. There they are, 49ers.
Where are the Ravens?
I think it's by alphabetical order. But it puts the 49ers in the Fs, even though it starts with a number.
Oh, there they are.
I don't know. I accidentally set look at my state. It says Maryland. Or does yours say that too? Did you set a state?
Yeah, I think it's just like where you're from or whatever, like in real life.
But I'm from Texas.
Yeah, I don't know if you can go back and change it.
Oh, well, I'll worry about that later. Oh, we can insert a code, just like old times.
What? I don't know code.
I know.
Let's see, X, Y, and B.
I don't know. So the very first segment in a Voiceover IP is our pick 3, and that's not a very good name for the segment, but that's where we talk about 3 things from the past week that we're really interested in. And I guess I can go ahead and kick it off. One of the first things that I've been really interested in is a website called vinepeak.com, and I will put all the links in the show notes below down there in the description. Have you heard of vinepeak.com?
I haven't.
Have you heard of Vine?
I have heard of Vine.
Okay, so Vine Peak. Wait, how did that even happen? Okay.
It's magic.
Vine Peak is a website that takes everybody's vines and shows them in real time one after another. It's ridiculous. And I've been completely addicted. Anytime I'm working... Oh, tackled you, son. Anytime I'm working...
I don't even know how to pass.
I don't know. I'm just pressing buttons and hoping it does what I don't even know if I tackled you. It feels like I did. So Vine Peak plays vines one after another. And it's like TV of the future with 6-second micro shows. But it's like all over the world. So I've seen stuff from like Russia, and I've seen like... And there's a lot of hipsters making coffee and food. Like a lot of them. So I play this little personal game with myself. I have a little notepad here, and it says Keurig versus French press. And no. So I count how many hipsters are using the Keurig and how many are using the French press to make their coffee. And right now, the Keurig is winning by 7 tallies.
It's a hot item.
It's a hot item. It's a hot item.
Those things are expensive.
They are expensive, so that's why I'm pretty sure it's a hipster. What did you just do? What is this?
Touchback.
What does that mean?
Yeah, you start from the 20-yard line.
Oh, okay. See, this is why you're my co-host, because you know football. Okay, so my first was VinePeak.com. It's a really addicting website. I want an iPhone just for Vine, because I'm addicted to VinePeak.com. So you can go next. What's your first pick?
My first pick is going to be something that's happening tonight, actually, is Conan's first, actually the first ever, I think, completely recreated episode by fans.
So what do you mean? Like, I watch Conan all the time, and I've seen him mentioning it, but I cut the cord, so I don't get to watch it live. What exactly... Oh, no! What? For those who are just listening, I just piggybacked on a raven. So what do you mean? Like, they send in clips and then they'll play them, or?
So this was announced in November of last year.
Okay.
And it's going to be a collaboration of different scenes that were recreated by fans, and that they could use any medium they wanted. So it's like live action, sock puppets, claymation. You know, it's going to be all these different types, and then I guess their producers or whatever meshed it all together to recreate the episode.
Wow. So they're recreating an episode. They're not doing a whole new episode on their own.
I don't think it's like they're recreating a whole, like an entire episode. I think it's like bits and pieces. Like, I know that one of the things they're going to redo is the band Fun doing one of their performances.
Cool. This sounds really awesome.
Yeah, it should be really interesting.
I think
so. It's going to take the place of an actual episode. You know, it's going to be like the full hour.
Wow, of just fan-made content.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I think it's worth noting how amazing Team Coco is with, like, not only... That was a nice kick, by the way.
Thanks.
It's worth noting how good Team Coco is with, like, not just, like, fan engagement, but, like, social media and having an online presence overall.
When you think about it, how devastated Conan was, you know, being fired, basically, by NBC.
Right.
And, you know, for him to build this fan base of, like, people that just absolutely love him in the show, and, you know, Andy and all the characters they create on there, too.
I love when they do the rejected college mascot slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite, because those costumes are just ridiculous. But I love also... Oh, no. Oh, I'm the worst at this. 49ers fans are just screaming at me right now.
They are. They're hating you right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I know nothing. I don't even know what's going on. Like, what does this mean right here? Oh, that was bad. Oh, no. You're going to make a touchdown. Oh, never mind.
So I start from, like, the, what, 23 or 24?
Oh, this is bad. This is bad for the 49ers. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose.
How do we switch to running plays? Oh, X?
Yeah, I guess so.
That changes... Oh, I didn't even get to pick a play.
This game is really fast-paced. End of quarter.
End of quarter,
Lord.
2-0.
2-0. It'll be really interesting to see how the Super Bowl compares to our games. Like, that's what I'm most interested about right now.
It'll be crazy if it's anything like this. Someone has a turbo, I see. I don't know how we use it.
Maybe the trigger?
Yeah, maybe so. Oh!
Where did that guy come from?
So the something I forgot to mention is that the winner of the best recreation of that episode of Conan, they win a 2013 Beetle convertible.
Whoa!
And I'm pretty sure they're going to be featured on the show. I don't know if it's going to be tonight or like tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow because he doesn't air on Friday, but maybe next week or something.
Like the actual person's going to be on the show talking about what they created?
I think so.
That's amazing. I know he had a girl like via Google Hangout or something the other day, right?
Yeah. I think that was last month, but yeah, she was...
Team Coco really knows what they're doing. I mean, I follow them on every single social media thing that I have.
Yeah, also something else about that is he's going to be live tweeting on the Team Coco app as the episode happens tonight.
Really? So he's going to be watching it and kind of just commenting along.
Right.
Oh, why did he dive like that? Go! Dude, that was a good play, finally.
Oh, first down.
All right, 49ers, we're coming back. We're making a comeback. Conan's great. He's my favorite late night host. I think Conan's he's doing amazing things. And he's like, what am I writing here? Oh my God! Yeah!
Oh, touchdown.
Touchdown! There we go. Look, it stuck to his hand. That's funny. Dude, what's going on, buddy? Come on, you got to make a touchdown.
Are you going for it?
I don't know what I'm doing, actually.
Oh, he made it.
I get this. All right. I know what to do now.
8-2. He's dancing in the end zone.
8-2. San Francisco. I wonder what John Madden would have to say about that. Well, you see, he takes the ball and boom. That was my horrible John Madden impression.
He takes the ball into the end zone and he gets some points for it.
Oh, why did he dive like that for?
Did you punch him?
I think so. Well, let's see. Let's get to my second pick. My second pick is a game that I've been completely addicted to. I literally play it all day. And it's Sims Free Play on my Android tablet.
What?
Fumble, whatever. Oh. So I've been totally addicted to The Sims in a big, bad way, man. Like, you don't even understand. I'm at work, Sims. I'm at school, Sims. I'm doing this podcast, Sims. Not really.
So do you play that with other people, or like other random people, or like...
No, it's completely by yourself, and that's the worst part of it. I'm literally sitting here with, like, all these little created neighbors, all loner. What the heck did he just do? That was awesome. What is this? Okay, and that's it. Like, the worst thing about the new Sims for the Android is that it runs in free time. I mean, in real time.
Free time.
It runs in real time. So, like, if you send your Sim to work, it'll take 7 hours for him to be out of work. Or if you plant, like, it's like Farmville meets The Sims. But it's addicting, and I like it.
So how do you think, have you played other Sims? Like, how does it compare to that, to the other ones?
I mean, it's just like The Sims, but the only difference is that it runs in real time, and it has all those, like, pay-to-play features, like Farmville, like, pay this much to get extra credits or whatever.
Right.
And that's the only difference. But other than that, it's Sims. So, you know, if you like The Sims and you're okay with, waiting real time, then you should totally get it. It's free. I haven't paid a single cent, and I've played it for 3 days straight. So, all right, what's your second pick?
My second pick is the band Confide.
The band Confide. What kind of band is this?
Kind of, I guess post-hardcore. Like, I don't even know what you would call them, really.
Huh. Interesting. And why are they your pick?
So they released their second album, Recover, in 2010. And it was one of my favorite albums of that year. And then after that, I think they saw a lot of success from that, and a lot of great feedback and reviews and from fans alike. And then sorry to chuckle that guy.
That was good. That was good.
So it's almost halftime. I'm trying to prevent you from scoring. So then the record label that they were signed to basically crumbled, and they were kind of nice enough to let them go, basically, and they disbanded is what happened. So at their last show, this is how committed they were to just giving up, I guess as you could say, is that after their last show they sold all of their equipment, all their drums and the guitars and everything. They sold everything to the fans or whoever was there.
Right.
So then the members of the band go their separate ways after that. One of the vocalists actually he had a solo project. He released a solo album.
Right.
And then, what was that? What?
I got an achievement. Go in beast mode.
I forgot about achievements. It's been so long. So then you fast forward to August of last year,
Mm-hmm.
and they caught wind of KickStarter. They got all this feedback from their fans, and they just wanted them, me included, wanted them to make more music.
Right.
And they said, you know what, we can do this and completely fund the album ourselves, or from the help of our fans.
Right.
So their goal was $30,000 to go towards travel and recording, mastering, printing, all of that as you run into the end zone. Where was my defense on that play? And so their goal was $30,000, and they got over almost $40,000 to fund their third album.
Whoa, 15-yard loss. I don't know much about football, but I know that's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
So that's pretty cool. I think it's amazing how Kickstarter has been able to kind of...
A bad pun.
Yeah, that was awesome for me.
A ripoff?
I think it's no, I think it's cool that Kickstarter has been able to not regurgitate. What's the word I'm looking for? Give new life to. What's that word? Reincarnate, sort of. Projects or game developers, and now musicians like this Confide band. Okay, well, some more background. One of the reasons I picked you as my co-host for this podcast is because you introduced me to a lot of music and a lot of movies before they got really, really popular. For example, Carly Rae Jepsen, you told me about 2 years before Call Me Maybe came out.
Right.
And I remember when Call Me Maybe got really big, I texted you and I was like, dude, what's up with this? And so I think it's interesting that this Confide band did really well on Kickstarter, and they're making a new album. Even if it's just a limited release, I think it'll be interesting to watch what happens with it. You know what I mean? Like if they're back together for good, or,
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And they're, what was I say? No good. So, their vocalist posted on Facebook today, they're doing updates from the studio, which is really cool. And he posted that he's been spending 14 to 16 hours a day just in the studio working on the album, and their vocalist is also going to be their producer on it, So he's doing pretty much everything. They're doing everything, from the ground up.
So it's going to be completely independent.
Yeah, there's no backing from the label anymore.
Wow. That's cool. See, that's what's really cool, is that they're able to do it entirely on their own terms. So they won't have any record labels down their throat saying, "Oh, you need to make this type of music," or.
Right.
That's great. That's awesome.
And I think it's kind of weird. There's a lot of bands that are giving them flack about it, you need your fans to make music, and we did it the hard way, and things like that. And I just think it's really, just, I don't know if it's jealousy, but it's really uncalled for, I think.
Well, that is really uncalled for, because what's the difference other than being with a label? using Kickstarter, your fans get an unfiltered version of your music, and how is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
It is jealousy. It has to be. There's no other excuse for being so bitter about it.
Oh, what?
End of the third quarter, 16-21, San Francisco.
He said that was embarrassing.
Look, I didn't want to say it, man, but if he said it, it's out there. And that was pretty embarrassing. What?
Whoa.
Oh, that's what I get for talking smack. God.
Ed Reed.
Okay. Well, my third pick and final pick, because it's our top 3 picks or whatever, is a podcast called Phoebe. F-E-A-B. I've been listening to Phoebe. It stands for 4 Eyes and Beard. And it's hosted by Matt Myra. He's from The Nerdist. And it's also hosted by Scott Mosier from Smodcast. So it's those two worlds kind of combined. It's like the co-hosts of the 2 big shows hosting their own show together, which I find absolutely incredible.
Right.
Because, you know, Kevin Smith carries Smodcast and Chris Hardwick carries Nerdist. So it's interesting to hear what these guys do on their own. And it's actually really funny. Like, Matt Myra is a huge James Bond fan, and in the early episodes before Skyfall came out, he was like really nerding out. And Scott Mosier, he's really into like books and food, so they always talk about cool books and yummy food. So it's right up my alley. It's pretty funny too. They're hilarious. So it's worth a listen. I think they're like 17 episodes in right now. And it's definitely a good listen.
So do they just like talk about whatever they want, like we do?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what they do. They have like segments where it's like Phoebe Feeds, where they talk about food, and then Phoebe Reads, where they talk about books. Their segments have cool names, unlike our segments.
In due time.
In due time, you're right. This is only the first episode. What's your third pick?
Oh no.
And what? Aww.
So my third pick is the Iron Man 3 Super Bowl teaser, which came out, I think, yesterday or the day before.
They released the whole teaser.
I think it's like maybe 30 seconds, if that. So it's just like a small touch of what you're going to see on Sunday when they, you know, one of the big things about the Super Bowl is the commercials. That's why a lot of people watch it, just for the commercials.
That's true. I watch Super Bowl for the commercials, so I'm excited to see the Iron. I haven't seen whatever was released. Have you actually seen it?
Yeah, I watched it earlier today.
And what did you think?
I can't wait for it, for Iron Man 3. I think it's my most anticipated movie of this year.
Even more so than The Hobbit 2?
Yes.
Not even a delay, how you're just like, yeah.
Actually, I haven't even seen The Hobbit, so...
I know, that's what I was going to say. This is, like, Jon Favreau is not directing Iron Man 3, right?
Shane Black, I believe, right?
Who?
Shane Black is directing this one, I believe.
But it's not Jon Favreau, that's the point.
Right, but he is in the movie, right? Yeah.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that. I thought he was just completely leaving the project altogether.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he plays, what's his name?
He's like an agent, right, in S.H.I.E.L.D., or not S.H.I.E.L.D., but...
I think his name is Happy Hogan, right?
He's like his bodyguard, isn't he? Isn't he like Iron Man's bodyguard?
Yeah, or Tony Stark.
Tony Stark, whatever, you know what I mean. Aww. This is a close game, dude. You better score.
It is. But one of the things I think is cool in the trailers, I'm sure you've seen the first one, where it's kind of like we've seen the rise of Tony Stark, and now we're going to see the fall of him. You know, it's like his house gets destroyed, all the suits get destroyed, and it kind of reminded me of The Dark Knight, how Bruce Wayne becomes Batman, and then he realizes that, you know, he can't be both of them.
Right.
And then, you know, it's like the fall of The Dark Knight. It's the fall of Tony Stark.
Wow, that's interesting. So you think like Penny Potts, that's her name, right? Penny Potts? Gwyneth Paltrow is going to be like, help me, Tony.
Or is it Pepper Potts?
Oh, Pepper Potts, you're right. Oh, God, nerds are going to go crazy for that. They're gonna go, you bastard! You're making the San Francisco 49ers win, and now you call their penny pots.
Pretty much.
Oh God, they're gonna put me on a flame and just cook me like a Super Bowl hot wing. What did he do? He didn't even get tackled. He just stood up.
Yeah, really. I thought he could keep running after he wasn't touched.
Oh God, here we go, here we go. This is a touchdown. Touchdown.
Oh no.
That's game, dude. That's game.
2 seconds left.
You think you can bring it back in 2 seconds?
Probably not. I'm down by 10. Or 11 now.
Brrr, blow the whistle.
Oh no, he fumbled it.
What? What's going on?
End of game.
End of game, man. Ravens did
not
not win.
That is not the outcome I wanted to see. Don't forget your coat. Also, something about the Iron Man 3 teaser, like all the blogs and stuff that have posted about it, like the writers have seen the full thing, I'm guessing. Like they might have seen it at like wherever, Comic-Con or wherever they showed it, you know? So they've been saying that like this teaser, the teaser of the teaser, it, like doesn't even compare to what you're going to see on Sunday. So I'm really interested to see like what else we get to see of like Mandarin or, you know.
Is that going to be the villain this time, Mandarin?
Yeah, by Ben Kingsley plays him.
Oh man, nobody plays a villain like Ben Kingsley, dude. Like even if you hated the Prince of Persia movie, you had to love Ben Kingsley, man.
He is awesome. Have you seen? Great. You saw him in the first trailer, right? I think you get to see him a little bit. Like
just for like 2 seconds, right? Just like some dude with a goatee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Also, War Machine.
What is he still played by Don Cheadle?
Yes.
Dude, like I really liked Iron Man 1. That was my favorite. Iron Man 2 was okay, but I mean, I remember that first teaser trailer for Iron Man 3 had me going like, wow, I want to see that. Just that part where he's like, I think he's like falling through the sky or the water or something, or is that James Bond? I might be confusing him. I just remember he's falling.
Wait, in Iron Man 3?
Yeah, the original teaser, isn't he like falling or something?
Yeah, he falls from the sky, and then I think at the beginning of the teaser, of the trailer or whatever, it's him laying in the snow, and the mask is off and his face is all bloody.
Oh, man. It's going to be intense. It's like Batman. You're right, it is like Batman.
Well, I think it's just like superheroes in general. I'm not saying it's like it's ripping off it or anything.
No. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but like how they do the rise and fall thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the broken cowl in The Dark Knight Rises, that was such a significant thing, and I remember the first teaser is just Iron Man getting the crap beat out of him. So it's going to be interesting to see how he struggles against Mandarin. I don't even know what Mandarin's powers are or who he is. Or
I'm pretty sure he's like the head of like a terrorist thing is what I've read. Like a terrorist cell or something like that. And he was supposed to be, what I read is he was supposed to be the villain in the first Iron Man movie, but he wasn't. It's weird.
Instead they picked the dude, aka Jeff Bridges.
So it's the same outcome, confirmed? Oh, what? You gotta catch that.
Wow. Do you know who that is? Do you know who all these players are?
I didn't see who that was in that play.
That was number 27.
27? That was Ray Rice.
Oh, okay. Back. I actually know that name. I don't know the player, but... Who is that? Number 5. Is that the quarterback?
Yeah, Joe Flacco.
Dude.
You know, he signed a deal... Since they're in New Orleans now for the Super Bowl,
right?
He signed a deal to be like the sponsor or whatever for the gummy bears, the Haribo gummy bears.
Really?
Yeah, he gets a lifetime supply of them.
Oh,
it's freaking
man,
awesome.
It must be good to be a football player,
right?
Dude, that's intense, man. Well, that ends our top 3 picks for this first episode. Those are some good picks. I'm excited to see Conan and the Iron Man 3 teaser on Super Bowl Sunday. And you should play The Sims because it's super addicting. But now we have, instead of news, we have a lot of big things to talk about because this week has been nuts. Just absolutely crazy for pop culture. First on the agenda, and we have to talk about this because number one, I am a huge Disney fan. And this past week, maybe a couple days ago, it was announced that Junction Point Studios, the game studio acquired by Disney in 2011 or 2010. Shut down. They're gone. They did 2 games and they're out.
And it seems like it was just like overnight.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just really abrupt.
Like there was a rumor that they were going to shut down, and the next day, bam, Disney sent a press release out, and they were gone. And I am super sad because I loved the first Epic Mickey game. I mean, it had its flaws, sure, but it was a good game. Like, it was fun to play. It had a very immersive environment, and it was a new idea that we don't get new ideas very often enough.
And it brought Mickey back.
Not only did it bring Mickey back, but it brought Oswald back.
Yeah, I'm sure like so many people played that and they didn't even know who he was.
Exactly.
Especially little kids.
This is exactly what I'm saying. So I am just so sad about Junction Point closing. And I know Warren Spector took to his Facebook page and he wrote like a really, like, I was tearing up at this letter. Like, the very first sentence is like, yes, what you heard is true. Oh, that was in. I'm sorry.
That hook was terrible. Dude, it's so hard to kick in this game. Like, you have to time the A button right on, like right in the middle. It's really hard to do.
Oh, I think I found out how to change plays, by the way. It's the bumpers, I think.
I thought that just led to more passing plays, though.
I don't know. I saw right after I picked it, so... What the heck was that? Why did he jump? Well, Warren on his letter, the very first sentence is like, what you heard is true, and I am sad. Like, that's all I needed to read where I was like choking up already. Because if he's legitimately a Disney fan, and I bet you that was a dream job for him, to be working with Disney. Because there's a picture on his Facebook also from like the 80s of like all this Disney stuff around him. So he's a legit Disney fan. And
you see, like, there's other pictures. What? Those intercepted? There's other pictures on his Facebook page that it's like him on a bench and then with a statue of Walt Disney.
Yeah. Like,
and I think Mickey might be in it too, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like Walt, Mickey, and then Warren on a bench. I did see that one. And he even has one, I think, with his grandma, where they're at Junction Point Studios, like right in the front where the sign is, taking a picture together. That was obviously a dream job. And the reason I bring all this up is because people are being total, complete douchebags about it. Like, sure, Epic Mickey had its flaws. It wasn't a perfect game. But to say that you're happy that Warren Spector is out of the video game industry because of it is too harsh, I think.
Yeah, especially when you consider, like you're saying, we don't get that many new ideas.
Yeah.
And then like this is, I think Mickey was that, and you're just gonna, you're gonna celebrate that he's fired basically is really messed up.
And not only that, but the whole studio. I mean, some of them got hired by Retro, which is good, and some other studio in Austin.
I'm laughing at the kick, by the way.
Look at the net fell. That was kind of cool. But the whole team is out of jobs, And like, people are just being totally cruel about this, and it's been really depressing for me because I'm a student. I'm studying for game design, and in the future, I hoped that Junction Point would still be right down the street in Austin, and maybe I could apply for a job there. But that dream is gone for me too, So that's a little bit of a selfish reason, but it's still like I have a personal attachment because I'm a huge Disney fan, a huge Warren Spector fan. I mean, like, his thing with Deus Ex was the whole choice matters, and he applied that to Epic Mickey. And I remember back when I was a little kid playing Chrono Trigger, and you're playing that first part in the market where you're like doing all these random tasks and you think they have no purpose, but later on in the game you realize the game was watching you do everything. So like if you steal this person's lunch to heal yourself, you're in court and the game's like, you stole this person's lunch, you're a jerk. And I remember thinking like, oh my god, the game saw me do that? And of course it was scripted, it wasn't really watching you. But Warren Spector took those ideas and legitimately ran with them and made a game that watches what you do. Like, if you kill Pete Pan, he's not in the end credits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, those are innovative ideas, and to have those in kids games inspires people.
And another game that it's like is a really popular one is Mass Effect. You know, where
Right.
everything you do has consequences in the end.
Right. Mass Effect, like, and you have to understand, I think, that the original Deus Ex inspired games like Mass Effect, where you have choice and choice matters.
Right.
And I think the first game did really, like, it did okay. It sold like over 1 million copies on the Wii alone. But the second game, I think, only sold 500,000 total copies on all
That would be
platforms.
really bad if it was 500 total.
Yeah, that would be really horrible. And but the problem is, I think, like, reviewers tore that second game apart.
Right.
And I don't think it was worth the hate that it was getting. We haven't played it. I know we both own a copy, and I haven't played it, but I own a copy. But
Wow.
that made no sense at all.
That's crazy. There's 9 seconds left in the half.
The kick was good.
Oh, something else I wanted to mention while we're talking about this is that
Yeah.
we've talked about it before. There's no collector's edition. So there's this cool collector's edition of the first game
Right.
where you got all these cool extras. And I think it's especially telling for like Disney fans. They're like the biggest collectors in the world, you know?
Yeah.
They collect everything.
And there was nothing. Like, I remember we waited until, like, what, maybe 2 days before it came out. We're like, I guess there's not going to be a collector's edition.
Yeah. Actually, and was it like Europe that got one, or?
Yeah, Europe did get one. They got it
A really
came with
cool
a
one.
random minifigure of Mickey or Oswald, right?
Yeah.
But not America.
We didn't get anything.
See, that's the thing. So why did this game fail? Why did Epic Mickey do so horribly? Number one, no collector's edition.
And I think that's huge, just for the Disney fans alone.
Yeah.
I
Number
think that's really
two,
huge.
they split it amongst, what, 4 different platforms? Wii
Yeah.
U, Xbox 360, and PS3.
Yep.
So it segmented the development. I mean, you have to imagine that all these ports were managed by someone on the team. So if you have all these things you need to fix from the first game, you can't focus on that if you're trying to make a game for 4 different platforms. No way.
Yeah, I think they made it like way. I don't know if it must have been Disney. I would imagine. You know, trying to capitalize on the success of the first game is
Right.
way too ambitious.
Yeah. And I think they hindered the development by doing that. They got greedy and they said, look, it sold 1 million on Wii. We could sell 4 million on 4 different platforms. And they took attention away from the actual game itself. Oh, man. And thus ended up with a less of a game, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm so sad that Junction Point is gone. And not only that, but THQ this week too, also gone. It's just been a horrible, horrible week for the game industry. I'm so sad. Like,
Didn't I don't know if this includes, if this is what you're talking about, THQ. Didn't like the Darksiders? Is that made by THQ?
yeah,
The-
that is made
okay.
by THQ. They put a lot of their franchises up for auction, including South Park, which got bought by Ubisoft, which a lot of people are sad about for some reason.
As in the South Park that hasn't come out yet, like the full retail game.
South
Wow.
Park: The Stick of Truth. They got bought by Ubisoft.
They showed that at E3, didn't they?
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Or they announced it there.
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
Wow, we caught that.
Nice. And but Darksiders didn't get bought by anybody, so that means that franchise is dead. There will not be a third Darksiders.
Dude, you know what? Nintendo should like totally get it somehow.
A lot of people were saying Nintendo needs to buy Saints Row. I don't know if anybody bought Saints Row either.
Wow.
So those are two of their biggest selling games, and nobody bought them. What's going on, man? What's going on with the industry?
It's way too high expectations by the publishers, I think. You know, you have to sell millions of copies of anything. Wow, I caught a touchdown. To, to be profitable, I guess.
But I think this comes back to that Kickstarter thing. We know that Double Fine they're doing great. I mean, they just released The Cave. It's gotten rave reviews. I think it's available on every single platform you could possibly imagine. And what was it, last year, they had that, what was it, highest grossing Kickstarter project ever for a video game.
Right, they made a ton of money.
Maybe self-publishing is the way to go, you know?
I think, yeah, especially, somebody mentioned that to Warren Spector. I think with a name like his, he could get so much money, like so much support.
I would hope so, but like I said, comments are just being rude, man. I would donate for a Warren Spector game.
Like the rude comments, is that just Nintendo fans, or do you see that everywhere? I'm just curious if it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That they're just bitter that it went multi-platform, or?
That's a good question because I think it's mostly Nintendo fans for some reason, and that's a good point. They could just be bitter, but I don't know. It just frustrates me. So the next item on our agenda are some movies that got greenlit this week.
Oh yeah.
The entertainment industry has been booming this week, and a couple movies. One movie that I'm really interested in, and one I think is just an interesting topic. The first movie that we heard got greenlit was the Entourage movie, right?
Yep. After like years and years of them saying they were going to make it.
Right, they've been saying this for a long time. And I know, when did Entourage end? A couple years ago or last year?
Yeah, I think so.
It's been a couple years, I think. But they're finally making the movie. Do you know what we know about it as of right now?
I know that the creator of the show, I think his name is Doug Ellen.
Okay.
I think it's something like that. I know that I don't know if he wrote it, but I know that he's going to be the director on it, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, awesome.
And I know that Wahlberg was involved with it as well.
Right, because that entire show was kind of based on Mark Wahlberg's life, right? Like,
yeah, his struggles and like rise to fame.
Right. And all the ladies that he became acquainted with.
Yeah, going to Hollywood.
Yeah, the Hollywood lifestyle. So here's my question for you, because I've heard it many times. Entourage is the Sex and the City for guys. Do you feel like this is a fair comparison? And because it's coming out with a movie, does that make that comparison even more true?
I think it's like a fair comparison, but I also think that way more girls watch Entourage than guys watch Sex and the City.
That's a good point.
But it could be wrong.
I think overall the quality of the show is better. You know?
Well, I think that's unfair. I've never seen Sex and the City, but...
And you're right, maybe one episode... There are bad episodes of Entourage, like forgetful ones.
Yeah.
And it is just my opinion, but...
I think the big thing with Entourage is like the characters they created. It's like, it makes it so exciting.
Right, it makes Hollywood life look even more enticing. But also not enticing, because there's, failure, and it's a good look into Hollywood lifestyle.
Yeah, it's not all big budget movies and
right,
dating other celebrities.
Right. Do you think that, because we haven't finished Entourage the show yet, we're like a few episodes away. Do you think that the movie will continue right where the show left off?
I think so.
So the other movie that got greenlit is the Warcraft movie. Not a lot of details about it, other than it's going to be called Warcraft.
Very descriptive.
Yeah. And that's really all I know about it. But it got greenlit. I think there's a big name either producing or directing it. I should have taken a note on that. That would have been a smart idea, but I didn't. And that's interesting. Another game movie. What was the last one we had? I think it was Prince of Persia, right? Or Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill.
I don't count those horror movies, though. Silent Hill was bad. I don't know why I watched it in theaters, but it was just horrible.
Are you talking about the newest one?
Yeah. The sequel that just came out, like, 4 months ago or something like that.
I feel the same way kind of about the Resident Evil movies. It's just like, they all look the same.
Well, towards the end, the last two just really looked the same. They were like carbon copies.
Whoa, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
6-yard loss.
But I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see how Warcraft has a huge audience. So you cannot mess a Warcraft movie up. Like, you can't, because the fans will revolt. Warcraft fans are angry people. That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
What, that play?
Yeah, that play. You just ran across the whole entire thing. That's ridiculous.
And also is that it's Activision and Blizzard, since they merged together or whatever.
Yeah.
And they have so much money that they have no excuses. Like, they should be able to get. I think the director has already announced, but like,
yeah,
the budget for that movie should be insane.
Yeah, it should be super crazy. And here, you actually raise a good point. Like, before Blizzard joined Activision, all this stuff was just kind of talked about. Like, oh, Diablo 3, it's coming. StarCraft 2, it's coming. Oh, we'll make a Warcraft movie. But then as soon as they merged with Activision, it's like all this stuff just got pushed out. And look at the reception for StarCraft 2. It's not as good as StarCraft 1. Diablo 3, not as good as Diablo 2. So it kind of makes me worried about this movie. Like, Activision is driving Blizzard into the ground. So
yeah.
while they can't fail, there's a high probability that they will. What am I doing? Oh, it's a kick. Here we go. Oh, God.
I like how you do it all right and it goes left somehow.
Yeah. Good Lord.
I want to make a note that neither of us have made any kick at all this whole time.
Yeah.
That's
what do
how
you
hard
think?
it is.
What do you think of this game? We're nearing the end of our chit chat. What do you think so far?
It's pretty fun. It's really fast paced and crazy.
Yeah, really fast paced, especially compared to like Madden or.
And like, if you're the quarterback, just like you saw there,
yeah,
you have like no time to throw it.
No, you just press the pass button and then
like right away.
It'll pass.
Yeah.
There's no time to think about it or anything. It's like you have 5 seconds and then you're done for. What?
What? He like did a roll. Do a barrel roll.
What do you think of the graphics of this game?
It looks fine to me.
It's a downloadable title, you know. It's not a full retail game, so I think it looks good.
What was that?
I don't understand these. Oh, that's the end.
What?
No. You won the second game.
So we're tied 1-1.
Okay, well, we're switching teams, and the next item on our agenda is the Super Bowl. So, the Super Bowl's coming up this Sunday. All right, and you're excited. You live in Maryland, and your team made it.
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. 3 or 4 weeks. It's been insane.
Are you guys going to have, like, a Super Bowl party?
Yeah, I believe so.
Are you guys hosting, or are you guys going somewhere else?
I think we're going to my brother's.
Good Lord, man. You guys must be so pumped. Have the Ravens been in any Super Bowls before?
The last one they were in, I was in 9th grade, I think, or going into 9th grade.
Wow. And it must have been just as crazy then as it is now, because you guys are way into your football.
Yeah, I can remember that day. The last time we won was 2000, and I was with my parents and my grandmother. Oh, I forgot I was the 49ers. That explains me running the wrong way. But I can remember that day, and like after we won, on the way home, everyone was like beeping their horns, and it was just like insane on the way home.
That's
really
awesome.
Cool. Oh, what was that?
That was bad, dude. That's what that was.
So yeah, after we beat either the Colts or the Broncos, which were the 2 games in the playoffs that we had played before we beat the Patriots, there was like fireworks and stuff going off here. That's how into the football they are here. And
I mean, your state's pretty small, so I mean, I bet you everybody was just screaming and hooting and hollering.
Yeah, and you saw the picture that I posted of like the send-off party, right?
Yeah, you posted on Facebook, and there's a picture of like, it said on the left, the 49ers made it to the Super Bowl. A couple dozen people showed up to see them off. And on the right, you see this huge crowd of people. And I don't know what it said, but it basically was like, interception? What's going on? Oh.
It was just a punt.
It said like, the whole state showed up, basically.
Yeah, it was like thousands of fans. It was crazy.
Yeah, and it's true though. I mean, you guys are way into your team, and San Francisco is so jaded about it. Nobody showed up.
Well, they've won. They've won 5 other Super Bowls, I think, or I think this will be their 6th, or yeah, I believe so.
But I think you should be excited for your team. I mean,
Yeah, it's like they've been there before, so I mean,
yeah,
they should be excited.
I don't know.
They're
It's
both
going to be
really
an interesting
good.
match. I'm rooting for the Ravens just because, you know, you're my friend and you live in Maryland, so. And I've never really been a big fan of the 49ers, but.
Whoa!
What?
Look how high he jumped. What the heck? 10 feet in the air.
So Sunday you're just going to be out, right? You're going to be at your brother's house. What time are you guys going over there?
I have no idea, but the game starts. It's supposed to start at 6:30, but there'll probably be all kinds of pregame stuff and
Oh yeah.
all kinds of interviews and.
It's a whole day ordeal for you guys, I'm sure. Preparing food,
Yeah.
ironing your jersey. Whose jersey are you wearing? Are you wearing a jersey?
I wore a Flacco.
You posted a quote on Facebook.
Oh, that was a cool story. I can actually talk about that.
Yes.
That was from a college student that emailed the Ravens because they had lost. That's a nice play.
Yeah.
They had lost in their run to the playoffs. They had lost 3 games in a row, and they only needed to win 1 game so that they could make it to the playoffs. That
Right.
would guarantee them a spot in the playoffs. And so they lost 3 games in a row, and the student wrote in to like inspire them, I guess, you know. And he was saying that, basically saying that you should never give up, and you know, there's no thing that's holding you back except a bad attitude about life. And the cool thing is that he's actually a dwarf.
Oh wow.
And I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but his mom was diagnosed with cancer. I think she has a brain tumor or something like that.
Wow.
And he was just saying, you know, I've had to deal with overcoming stuff all my life, and you guys can do it too, you know, and I believe in you. It was really cool. Nice play.
Yeah. That was a good one. That's pretty touching, man. I had no idea who that quote was from. See, I knew it was somebody, like, disabled, you know what I mean? Something about a wheelchair. I saw that, I think.
Also about that story is he's in New Orleans for the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Him and his dad, and they said it's like their coping mechanism, you know, because his mom and his wife, you know, dealing with cancer is really tough, and that's their way to get away from it all, you know.
Are they gonna watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, they're there.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool, man. Cancer is the worst. And good for them, dude, being there at the game and watching it.
And his story is going to air on ESPN's going to do, they're going to have a pregame show before the game starts. I guess it's going to be on CBS, I think, like the actual Super Bowl. But like the pregame show, they're going to talk about his story, and I think they're going to do like an interview with him and stuff. It's really cool.
That's awesome, dude. That's so cool, man. That's like really touching. Football, I mean, like I may not be into football, and I joke around about, you know, not being interested in it at all, but there are a lot of people that really like the sport. And even though people call baseball America's pastime, I think football has a special place in a lot of people's hearts, and I respect that.
Yes.
You know, it's
really
not for
crazy.
me, but it's for some people, so good for them.
Yep. Should be a really good game.
All right. So now for the surprise segment that you had no idea was coming, Q&A. A couple of weeks ago, I asked people on Twitter to send me questions, and I have a list here of questions that they sent in that I'm going to ask you, and we'll both answer.
Okay.
The first one: what makes you sad? You go first.
What makes me sad?
Yeah, that's what they asked. What makes you sad? I don't know why they asked that. They must have been having a bad day.
Had a bad day.
Your singing is what makes me sad.
Oh, harsh.
That's a hard one to answer. Like, you have to actually be able to think about that, I think. So I'm going to go to the next question because we're not going to be able to answer that one either.
Oh, I fell like the 1 yard line.
I know. Like, my guys weren't even near you. Second question: are you my mommy?
I think you need to take that one. Son, we need to have a talk.
Yep. That's about as much as I got about that one. Here's the next question. Because I said, I'm working on a new project. Please send me your questions. And this person said, does your new project involve transporting across the room?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does, in 20 different ways. The next question, what's your favorite seafood? This is a good question for you because you're from Maryland.
Huh. I would say, I think shrimp. I like shrimp. Like crabs. Crabs are like a lot of work to get all the meat out.
They are a lot of work. I've been to Maryland once, and I had Maryland style crab, and it's a chore to get all that meat out. Like you gotta work it. What the heck just happened?
I don't know. The ball went like flying. Yeah, and it's like there's so. I mean, I guess if you get good crabs, there's a lot of meat in there. But it's like even then, there's so much. There's not enough in there to like warrant it really.
Yeah, it doesn't justify the work.
Maybe if you get like a crab cake or something where it's all like picked out for you, you know. 6 seconds left.
My favorite seafood is shrimp, and my joke is that I think shrimp is more of an A+ food. It's not so much of a seafood. See what I did there?
And that is what makes me sad.
There's the answer to the first question. Okay, next question. What's your favorite month of the year?
Favorite month of the year?
Yeah.
Am I going first here?
I guess. You had an insightful pause. I thought you were going to answer. What is going on?
I feel like across the field. Oh, that was halftime. Darn.
What's your favorite month of the year? Oh, it's tied at the half, dude.
Yeah, and this is a tiebreaker game, too.
Good lord, this is intense.
Favorite month of the year? I think it would be like April.
Why April? Oh, wrong way.
I thought I was running the wrong way. It's because it's just becoming spring. Like in here, we get like snow and stuff into March. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the East Coast, so it's like April is like the beginning of spring, and it's like not too cold outside, but it's not too hot, and there's like a nice breeze. The sun's out. It's not cloudy for once.
That's a good reason to choose that. I think my favorite month is probably December, because I'm usually home, and oh dang it, usually home for the holidays. I like the cold. I like hot chocolate. I like wearing my fancy coat. I like Christmas.
You like cookies?
I do enjoy cookies. This is
freshly baked out of the oven.
Fact.
I like cookies too.
And December is just chock full of cookies.
Cookies and
so much food.
Treats. Yeah.
So that's my favorite month. I think is December. Oh man, we're getting some good plays.
Trying to get the hang of it.
Who is the funniest person you know?
Like I know personally?
Let's do comedians. How about that?
Okay.
Who's the funniest comedian you know?
That's a tough one. For me, it's between Steve Carell and Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I honestly thought you were going to say T.J. Miller for some reason.
That's a really good one too.
Yeah,
I think he's
funny.
like an up-and-comer, you know.
Yeah. I would have picked Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien's one of my favorite comedy writers. Actually, you know what? I think Conan O'Brien is the funniest person I can think of. Nobody makes me laugh out loud as much as Conan O'Brien does.
He's really good at like being, like, what do they call it? Like when actors just like go off the page. You know what I mean?
Like he's good at improv.
Yeah, improv. There we go.
Especially when they're improvising.
Yeah. Like when he's interviewing someone and he's like really witty and he's like really on point with his jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
And he makes fun of himself a lot, which is, you know, makes him
personable, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, touchdown, Ravens. Dude, 49ers
spiked it in his face.
They're getting schooled this game, man. Now you're going to piss off the fans.
say? Oh, Steve Carell. It's just I'd say him because of the Office. I can watch those episodes over and over, and it's still he's still hilarious to me.
Yeah.
With Michael Scott.
I miss
Anyway.
Michael Scott so much.
He's actually doing a movie that's coming out this year, I believe.
Yeah, they actually shot it at Las Vegas last year while I was there, in the hotel that I was staying in.
Is he like a rock star or something like that?
No, he's a magician.
A magician.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it might have been just some kind of art or something with the story that I read.
Oh, well, at least that's the movie I'm thinking of. He's a magician, and it's with Jim Carrey and Steve Buscemi. And they had this whole elaborate... It was in the Bally's Hotel in Las Vegas last year. And they had this whole elaborate set. Like, they had a fake gift shop. They had, like, an entrance to, like, the magician's stage and stuff. It was crazy, dude. I should have taken pictures, and I just now realized that I did not take any pictures. That was a year ago, exactly.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
Pretty much. Okay, we gotta finish this game, man. It's the last quarter, and I'm out of questions. So we gotta finish. What are you doing? What was that? Oh.
Even the guy like talking, the announcer was like, "What is he doing? He ran out of bounds."
A first down was every 10 yards. Is that not accurate?
It is. It might be. Did you lose yards or?
It said 15-yard pass.
Whoa, he flipped.
Whoa.
15 seconds. Oh, jeez.
Dude, this is the craziest. This is the craziest. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on, guys. Get it. Get it. Get it. No!
Oh.
This is insane. I did not expect this last game to be this crazy. Come on. Come on. We got to get this. We got to get this.
We're actually playing good. It's just insane.
I know. Now that we actually know what we're doing. Get him! Get him! Get him! No!
Oh, no. 3 seconds.
3 seconds on the 50. Like right on it.
Can I kick it? I can't. There's no way to kick a field goal from here, apparently. It's too far.
It's 1st and 30, though.
I'm going to do a Hail Mary.
All right, thanks for telling me. No! No! No!
Wow.
That was insane, dude. Like, right at the end.
I can't believe that.
You picked Hail Mary, and I picked Suicide Blitz. So, man. That's it, dude. That's the end of the first episode of Voice over IP. That's the name of the show, right? That's what we said?
Yep.
Okay. We were tossing around names. I don't remember. That's it. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about our first episode?
I think it went pretty well.
I think it went pretty well, too. There's some parts where I have to edit and cut, I think. Because we were, like, really into the game and just, like, totally silent.
Yeah, just, like, long pauses where we're like, what were we talking about?
But I think it went really well. We should do this on a regular basis. So what do you say? Next Thursday, same time, same format, same place.
Same location.
Same location.
Should I stop my recording now?
No, no, no. We're still talking. Did you already stop it?
No.
Oh. So do you think we need like an ending tagline? Like I was thinking like, and now you have your can of worms.
Can of worms.
That was literally the best thing I could come up with.
The can of worms have been opened.
Yeah, maybe we should just avoid it for now.
Harsh. You're like, actually, that was a terrible idea.
So let's rate the game we just played. We'll do that every single time, maybe. NFL Blitz, 1 out of 10. What do you think?
Oh, I thought you meant you gave it a 1 out of 10.
I mean 1 to 10. On a score of 1 to 10, what do you give it?
How much did it cost? It was like 600 points, right?
But it's on sale right now, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's
Sweet.
a little more than $5.
Yeah.
I think it's like 10 normally, right?
Probably. That sounds about right. I think that's a fair price for what you get. You get football, it's fast paced. It looks like it has a lot of like different modes and it has online co-op.
Yeah. It has, yeah, it looks like it has a lot of different modes, way more than like the other Blitz had.
Right.
Nintendo 64.
Yeah, because the N64 version didn't have online. That's why I hated it.
Basically. Yeah, dude, that was awesome back in the day. That was during like GoldenEye and Perfect Dark.
Yes. Those were the games.
During
Donkey
the split
Kong,
screen era.
Conker's Bad Fur Day. So, what do you think? I mean, I feel like this game fits all the nostalgia points.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I had a good time playing it, and I don't know anything about football. It took us 2 games to be really, really good at it.
Yeah.
I give it like I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's a fair score, 8 out of 10.
I think so. But the thing is, this game came out last year, and you told me, hey, let's play NFL Blitz, and I was like, I didn't even know they made a new one. This game got literally no attention. Everybody was too busy focusing on NBA Jam, I think.
Yeah, that's probably why it's on sale.
Oh.
Well,
8 out of 10, I think that's a fair score.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's the end of our podcast.
Yep.
Now you can turn off your recording.
But I don't wanna.
Hey guys, if you're listening to this, that means you made it to the end of our first episode of the Voice Over IP podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you hate the video, give it a thumbs down. Tell us in the comments like, hey, you suck. Why are you doing this? And we'll take it to heart. We'll take your criticism into consideration. We'll improve. We'll be back better, stronger, faster than ever. Don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And if you like this video, share it with your friends. You know, let them know, hey, these guys are kind of funny, and they say they're going to get better. I believe them. You believe us, right? We swear we're going to get better. All right, thanks for listening. See you next time.